For many people, weighing scales provide them with a lone solitary number. They benchmark their entire progress on this single metric, which means that momentum, adherence, and further progress all hinges on it. So let's look at what influences weight change. One of the most effective ways to reduce the fear or apprehension towards weight change is to understand the factors outside of actual fat loss or gain that can influence it. Let's start with water retention. This is one of the main culprits. Often people will weigh themselves on a Monday morning after a busy and indulgent weekend, only to find that they've added 1 to 2 pounds of weight. However, if you do not adequately hydrate, or you consume a little more sodium and carbs than usual, this can lead to some water retention. This increases weight, but it's not permanent. Next, you've got muscle. Muscle is denser than fat tissue, and whilst it is more difficult to gain than fat, the change or lack thereof in weight could be due to an increase in lean mass. Think about it. You may have lost fat but gained muscle, yet the scales give you a distorted image of your progress. Now we move on to stomach contents. Are you consistently weighing yourselves in the morning, fully nude, after emptying your bladder and your bowels? And maybe you didn't last week. So you need to try and be consistent when you weigh yourself and keep the conditions the same, the day and time of the week when you weigh in. It's also really important to use other progress markers. How is it that in the past people would base their self-esteem, potential for future progress, adherence to the current program, and their motivation all on one single number? So let's look at some additional progress markers. The first thing to ask is, how are you feeling? Energy and fatigue reduction are common signs that your nutrition is improving. How do you feel getting out of bed in the morning? Do you have the energy throughout the day? How do you feel at work? Then look at your fitness levels. Cardiorespiratory fitness is a very common indicator of an effective nutrition regimen. Is that 5K run getting easier? Are you squeezing out a couple more reps with the same weight? Do you feel more recovered after a day of working out? Then let's look at how your clothes fit. If you feel that you've lost weight but the scales don't reflect this, this might be due to the reasons I mentioned before. You'll notice it in the mirror if you've gained muscle. But if you've had a difficult week and your weight is increased, skip the mirror test, relax, and get back on it tomorrow. Remember, the goal is to improve your health, and your weight is just an indicator. So, if you still have any questions, pop them in the comments. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.